Let's cross to Peter Ndoro, who is at one of our SABC and New Age breakfast briefings. His guest is the Minister of Communications, Faith Muthambi. Please, just another reminder, tweet us your questions or comments, anything that you would like to know from the Communications Minister at Morning Live SABC. Peter, of course, will ask these questions for you. Peter, a very good morning to you and your guests.
A very good morning, Leanne, and good morning to all of you that are watching us across the country in South Africa, but also the 49 other countries across the continent. Ever since last week, we've expanded our footprint on the continent, and now you can watch our programs across the continent on DSTV Channel 404. We welcome you all, and today we're chatting the issues around the Department of Communications, and this kind of affects us all in one form or another, and a lot of issues to unpack. Very recently, the Minister did her budget vote speech in Parliament, and a big theme was a new department and new possibilities, and we're going to be finding out what exactly those new possibilities are. And she's joined with a panel. I'm going to introduce everybody now, and you can be part of this conversation as well. We look forward to hearing from you at Morning Live SABC, hashtag TNABizBrief, if you want to put through a question to Minister and the panel. But, so let's begin by introducing our panel and saying welcome to them, and also starting to hear from you. And we've also got an audience here in Fourways, just north of Johannesburg, which is where the latest in the series of New Age business briefings is taking place, kindly sponsored today by Eskom. Minister Faith Muthambi, the Minister of Communications, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you to the viewers at home, and thank you to the viewers in Africa.
Right, and next to you we have the Chairperson of the Media Development Agency and Diversity Agency Board. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Ms. Phelisa Nkomo. Thank you.
Good morning, Peter, and good morning to your listeners.
Great, and next to you, the Chief Operating Officer at the South African Broadcasting Corporation, Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and the audience.
Thank you. Next to you, we have the Acting Director General, Department of Communications, Mr. Ndivhuho Munzhelele. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and the audience.
And next to you, the Acting Director General, Government Communications and Information System, GCIS, as it's more commonly known, Mr. Liphoko. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to you.
Thank you, Peter. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Okay, so we have a broad cross-section of voices around, I guess, the communications theme, but let's start with Minister. Minister, very recently you delivered your budget vote speech, and as I said earlier, your big theme was new department, new possibilities, and this is kind of, this week actually, a year ago that you were appointed, so it's been... Tell us about the year and also what this theme is now that you've got your department together.
Thank you so much, Peter. Yes, this is an exciting moment in our lifetime. The year has passed and gone by. The department is fully established. And I want to assure the public that we never used any consultant. We were very few, but we managed to establish a department. It's up and running. And then what is also exciting, we were able to rally all the entities to align their strike plan with the mandate of the department. You know, we are responsible for the SABC, ICASA, Films and Publication Board, MDDA, and then also, which is the other entity? Yeah, those are the entities, GCIS in particular. So GCIS is a fully established Section 21 department, which has a Director General, hence you see Mr. Liphoko acting. And then all these other entities, they are, like, except ICASA, it has got councillors, then with CEOs, and the others are run by boards. So we've managed to bring all together all these entities, 5 of them, to the department, and then they've aligned their mission. So the department now is fully functional. We have managed to deliver a budget for the first time. You have heard the chairperson of the portfolio committee saying that otherwise we wouldn't have anything to do oversight. So the department is up and running. Ours is to say to the people of South Africa, they must be able to access information, government information, in any form, in any platform. That's what we are going to do as this department.
All right. I look forward to unpacking quite a number of the issues concerning some of the entities that you have, and I know that some of them are represented on the floor here, so we'll cross to them. But let me turn to you, Ms. Nkomo, this Media Development Agency and Diversity Agency. This isn't a board that I don't think, to be honest, a lot of people in South Africa know well, and yet you're doing very important work in, I guess, trying to transform the media space. Tell us a little bit more about what your department has been doing and what kind of successes you've enjoyed.
Thank you very much, Peter. I mean, I agree with you. It's MDDA is one of the smallest entities within the Department of Communication. And absolutely, it plays such a critical role. I think from its inception, actually, the word stands for itself. It's about development, it's about diversity. So it looks at a number of critical issues. One of those is issues of language, is issues of access to media in terms of geographic spread. It looks at issues of gender and race. It also looks at issues of covering working class issues, which are related to whether it's a social discourse or economic discourse. So in essence, the agency plays such a crucial role in ensuring that you have one critical sector that is connected to communities, that actually documents and collects information, informs communities, and it remains a critical platform for communities in terms of dialogue, and contributes fundamentally in strengthening what I call local governance, in terms of ensuring that a community's views are integrated in policy-making processes at a local level. But in terms of achievements, I think we truly pride ourselves because MDDA to date funds almost 75% of community broadcasting in particular. And I think I must say now we truly appreciate the support we continue to get from the broadcasting sector and the print sector from the mainstream, because in terms of there's a very clear regulatory framework which actually compels them to make that contribution. But we do appreciate their benevolence in the sector. Amongst the other things as well, we contribute fundamentally on the issues of sustainability, which looks at how to collect quality content, because I think that remains a challenge even in the mainstream media, but as well as how to look at issues that are related with corporate governance, marketing. But because by design, I mean, community projects, for instance, have a lot of community participation in it. So you need to have a combination of ensuring that you build in the community participation, but at the same time, you run a community media project, either print or broadcasting, with a very strong entrepreneurial skills, sustainability components. So in essence, actually, the agency contributes fundamentally in actually some of the journalists that we see today who are part of the mainstream. We call it, it's actually a breeding ground for aspiring journalists with matric qualification, some of them with no post-matric qualification. But in a sense, it creates such an opportunity for a whole lot of young people. The saddest thing, though, is that this sector is such a stipend-based sector because it does not have sustainable resources. And in fact, I would really like to call on broadcasting community and there is print media to contribute more in this sector so that we increase professionalization, but also profoundly, we know that we contribute into a good quality content.
Okay, we'll explore that a little bit more, and I know that we have some community media representation on the floor as well. We'd like to get to hear from them. Next to you, the public broadcaster has a different mandate to the average broadcaster. Commercial broadcasters are just there to make money, but the public broadcaster has a slightly different mandate. And so, CEO Motsoeneng, perhaps you can start by just giving us an overview of what is the state of the public broadcaster, and we've seen a lot of changes taking place recently. What's your vision for the broadcaster going forward?
Thank you very much, Peter. I think everyone is paying TV license. And I think all of you here, you have paid your TV license. But firstly, I need to deal with real issues about the SABC. SABC is rocking. all the way. Reason being, since 2009, SABC has been on austerity measures. We were supposed to retrench more than 800 employees of the organization. We came with a strategy to make sure that we keep our employees within the organization, which is very critical for the country, because we must make sure that people are employed. We also convert some of the freelancers who have been working there for many years within the organization. And if you look the work of the freelancers, because a freelancer is someone that you call for a certain hours. But previously at the SABC, you work 8 hours, they call you a freelancer. It was unfair for the workers of the SABC, because if you are a freelancer, you don't have the benefits like other employees. SABC has done well under this leadership. Also, we have been able to make sure that all the soapies that you see and the dramas, those actors are paid their royalties. It has never happened in the history of the SABC. Those are very important issues. We also make sure that all the production houses, we give them 3-year contract so that they are able to make sure that they also contract the actors for 3 years so that that business is sustainable. We have done very well. Good story to tell. Let me come to the propaganda of some people who always mislead the country about the SABC. You can just imagine, when SABC was on austerity in 2009, having 15 million rands in the bank cash. Now we are talking about more than billion rands. You can't compare the two. If you are saying SABC is collapsing, which means you are collapsing where you are now, not the SABC. And the SABC will never collapse under this leadership. I just want to clear that. We have put a good strategy to deal with issues. And we need to ask the question, who is the public? Because always people are saying the views of the public are not happy about the SABC. The fact of the matter, those people who are competing with the SABC, they are not happy because they see SABC is doing well, because they need share. And we are keeping that share, which is the audience. We have more than 27 million daily audience. If you look the population of the country, it's around 50 million plus. What are you saying? Who's ruling the country on media space is SABC. And we are not apologetic about it. We are very glad as SABC. You see, when you go to the SABC, people within SABC, they are very happy. Because today, they know that they are getting their paid. They also know if they do well, the company is doing well. We also reward them. We give them a bonus, if you can call it. And we have been giving them. Since we came on board, they don't ask themselves whether they are going to get a salary increment or not. They know that they are going to get salary increment. Previously, some of us, we were dismissed by the SABC, and we were so happy because SABC was collapsing, and we went and worked somewhere. When we came back, we make sure that SABC is sustainable. And I can assure the public and our minister here that SABC is not going to collapse. People will wish. You know, when wish is wish, we welcome those who are wishing, because wish is wish. So they will always wish. But we as SABC, the important issue that we have done, for the first time we have put more than 600 million rands from moving from 121 million rands to put on local content, so that you don't see this international soapies more on our screen. So we have put that. You can imagine that shows the growth of the SABC from 121 million to more than 600 million. That shows the growth of the SABC and the sustainability of the organization. And I want to demonstrate that if you look now, most of our RFP book, we deal more on the provincial content. This is what we are doing now. And I hope some of you do put your proposal so that we are able to produce content in different provinces, in different languages, because that is very critical. But the fact of the matter, you have Gauteng, you have Western Cape, partly KwaZulu-Natal, having production houses. In these other provinces, you don't have that. But what we are doing, we are talking to the production houses that are already doing business with SABC to make sure that they empower those in other different provinces. Example, Uzalo. You know Uzalo, SABC1. Uzalo is doing very, very well. And is beating many soapies because it is local content which is lacquer. I'm very happy about that issue. But also SABC, you know, we as leaders of that organization, we can't dictate to people, because that is the issue that we are facing now, and we are trying to address that issue to say, what I have observed is if people come with their own ideas, they come with a better product. But if SABC come with the specific, and this is the kind of content we want, no, it's not okay, partly yes. So what I'm saying in short, people should come with their ideas and pitch to the SABC. We are on that track. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. Chief Operating Officer Hlaudi Motsoeneng. Now, unfortunately, but we're doing so well that we have to actually make a pause for a commercial break.
Yes.
And when we come back, we'll talk to our two acting DGs. Stay with us for that.
Okay.